Alright, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, tonight we're going to be playing Grixis Shadow in a competitive league, see how that goes. We've played it a couple times in lower end friendly leagues, so try it here in a competitive league, see how we do. So one of my goals in the coming calendar year is to start stepping into the competitive queues more, which means playing more serious decks. Little less clowning around, so this is a step in that direction. So Grixis Shadow, nothing too fancy. Got the 4-op, 2 Serum Visions build, so 1 Dismember, 1 Terminate, couple Battle Rages, kind of some of our flex slots. Deck's pretty uniform. Wish our opponent good luck. So we've got this is hand double Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, but no. We'll keep it, but it's a little on the risky side because we have no no momentum, no cantrips or anything, and we have basically 2 mulligans in our hand. So this hand's a little on the risky side for Shadow. Ideally, we'd like to see like a Serum Visions or a Street Wraith off the top. Especially against basic Plains Ether Vial. Alright, that's fetch land's a good draw. Go ahead and grab Watery Grave here. Thoughtseize our opponent, see what they're working with on the draw. Alright, Resto Angel, Path Exile. So I think we take Path. What did our opponent do with their Scry? Top the card. Alright, so pass. It's possible they have something like Thalia or something like that. Alright, Stubborn Denial is not a bad one to hit here. 1, 2, 3. Still a couple cards away from hitting not Delirium. Being able to get a big fish. I'm going to go ahead and fetch here because I don't want to get hit by Vialed In. I don't want to get hit by either Even Mind Sensor or alright, so they're going to crack Horizon Canopy here, sure. Guess we grab Steam Vents here. We have access to all of our colors. Pass to our opponent here. Alright, Plains, that was one of our opponent's draw steps. Really could use a cantrip here. See if our opponent has something dumb like Thalia. Death Shadow, huh? I mean, what else are we going to play here? Opponent takes their vial up to 3. Ghost Quarter is mildly annoying. Alright, Thalia, sure. So now one of their cards in hand is Ghost Quarter. Actually, I should have floated a mana here. Go get Swamp. Should have floated a mana so we could Fatal Push this Thalia. See if our opponent... Okay, they don't... So we're kind of stuck on not having red mana here, which kind of sucks. So opponent could have something like Flicker Wisp here. Does that look like what they've got? Yep, what are you going after? Sure. So... just Fatal Push this stupid thing. Means we get it back. So we know our opponent's hand is Tech Edge, Resto Angel. Alright, there's the Tech Edge. Another Ether Vial. It's kind of whatever. Opt. See if our opponent goes for the block plus Resto plan. Okay. Yep, here comes the Restoration Angel with nothing to blink. And we get to play Big Fishy. 2, 3, 5, 6. Big Fish. Our opponent is sitting on Restoration Angel and question mark. So only have one card here. Now, do you risk attacking opponent? Path Exile. Sure. Actually, do I want to... Yeah, it doesn't really matter if they Tech Edge us now. Alright, Serum Visions. Start with Serum Visions. Alright, bottom. Go ahead and cast Opt here. Blood Crypt to the... Guess we'll go ahead and top that. Nope. Go ahead and save the... See what our opponent gets. Alright, so their draw is Horizon Canopy, sure. Okay. Dahlia. Battle Rage is fine, but here it's kind of not good enough in this situation. Death Shadow. Is Death Shadow good enough here? No. However, I think Snapcaster Mage might be. Nope, actually Snappy is not. So we're just dead to this stupid... I think we're just dead to this Resto Angel, because they had that path during one turn our mana was down. If I had Battle Rage last turn, and they hadn't have Text Edged us, then we could have killed them. But, as is... I guess I hope to hit... I don't even know right now. Dawn Scour. And... Yep, and we're just dead to snap this. I should have actually attacked first, huh? We had a fetch land, we could have killed them, killed that Resto Angel here. Actually, so this is dumb. This is exceedingly dumb. But if our opponent tech edges us here, okay, they're not going to tech edge us. It's unfortunate. If we could have gotten our opponent to tech edge our red source, then we would have had a chance here, but opponent saw through that line. Alright. So we're up against that kind of nonsense, huh? Stubborn Denial seems pretty weak. Yeah. Yep, you got yourself a badge. K-Command seems alright in this matchup. Is it Staticaster seems fine. So what cards am I not looking for here? Probably can board out one Street Wraith. Liliana would be fine if they don't have... I'm playing against mono white Death and Taxes. Mono white Death and Taxes is what I'm up against. First match, we are down a game because I Um, we'll see on the draw. I think on the play, it's not a card I'm interested in. Sure. The sand isn't great, but at least it has some momentum. I don't think we want our second basic land right now. Go ahead and do this. Pass the turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can angler on 2. Hopefully that's good enough. Or even inspector. Okay. Fetch out Watery Grave here. Alright, we see 1, 2, 3, 4. Inquisition's not a horrible draw here. Alright, fetch land. So this can only get... Get our second Watery Grave here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inquisition was like one of our better draws. Alright, so they've got Rest in Peace, Arbiter, Splicer, Splicer. So... Rest in Peace is annoying, but I think I'm just supposed to take... That is an interesting question. What am I supposed to take here? I guess it's either Arbiter or Rest in Peace. Maybe Blade one of the Splicers. I'll take the rip, but we're already doing most of what we want to do with the graveyard this game without a Snapcaster Mage, so hopefully they don't hit like Path or something to punish us. Yeah, a lot of it depends on the context of... Alright, Arbiter, sure. Alright, now I'm really wishing I had Thoughtseize or taken the Blade Splicer, because then getting a second Blade Splicer is pretty good here. So I guess I get Steam Vents here, so I have all my colors. Oh, Jiminy Christmas. That's why I hate that card. I really and truly hate that card. I always forget Magic Online interface. Freaking. Yeah, I always forget that. I always forget that. And this is a matchup where you cannot really afford to... Yeah. This is a matchup where you really can't afford to... what's the word I'm looking for? Matchup you can't really afford to punt. 1, 2, 3, 4... Alright. We'll go ahead and attack with the Gurmag Angleson. See if they wish to block. Pass. Alright, so now they're kind of threatening Relic of Progenitus. Okay. So our opponent is overloaded on Graveyard Hate. There's no, like, remotely playing around that. Alright. See if our opponent attacks here. They do not. Serum Visions. Alright. Thoughtseize and Snapcaster Mage. So, am I in the market for this Street Wraith? Probably not. Let's take your last card. Ooh, Thalia. Not a bad one to grab here. Start beating down with everybody. Alright, sure. You're really gonna risk that block, huh? Opponent goes to 10. Working on it. They do have another cantrip plus a draw step, so they have plenty of incentive to crack this relic. Please don't. Okay, Mirran Crusader is very annoying here. Terminate, naturally. But of course it's termination. This, ladies and gentlemen, is why I do not step up into the big leagues very often, because this happens to me usually. That's alright, last night, even in the, wow. Either this screams Restoration Angel, or our opponent just enjoys being dead. Oh, last night I was playing Goblins and another one? Seriously? See, this would have been a reason to bring in Pyroclasm. Blood Crypt. So we're dead? Shock here, blow this up, block, die. I'm presuming our opponent can put their pro-black creature in front of our lethal attacker. I'm presuming. Yep. And Hey, opponent figured out the way to kill us. That was a hard one. Yeah, definitely should have brought in Pyroclasm after. Definitely should have been brought in Pyroclasm. Tassiger, Teamer Battle Rage. Battle Rage would have been lethal there, but, you know. Battle Rage doing Battle Rage things. Yeah, last night I was playing Goblins in a friendly league and ended up playing Soul Sisters twice. Or no, Soul Sisters once, Martyr Proc once, Elves, and the Goblin's Mirror. Variants. Gotta love it. And then our first match in the competitive league with Death Shadow when we run into main deck Land Destruction and then sideboard Mirren Crusaders. Sounds like a recipe for a long league. Alright. We're up against Deep Finesse. Alright, opponent's mulliganing. This is a fairly easy keep, although it's not. There's no turn 1 discard spell. Oh, lovely. Storm. Let's see. Top. So this might be a little too cute, but since our opponent topped both cards, we are actually going to Thought Scour them. Sure. Fetch up Blood Crypt here. I guess we can't get Blood Crypt with that. Serum Visions. So Gurmag is a no-go. Am I interested in another fetch land? Probably not. And then pass. At least pretend we have a Fatal Push. So if they go for the combo, maybe they won't go for it this turn. Go ahead and opt here. Inquisition seems like a card we're in the market for. Another Death Shadow, huh? All those wonderful cards we just put to the bottom. This is why sometimes it's not the best strategy in the world. Inquisition, you see what you got going on over here. I'm feeling a Ritual Gifts Ungiven coming. Alright. Bolt, Grape Shot, Gifts Ungiven. Man, our opponent's hand is kind of garbage, isn't it? So if we take Lightning Bolt here and then play out Death Shadow. Is it Bolt or Grape Shot we're supposed to take here? I'm guessing it's... Take Grape Shot. Our opponent's hand is Bolt, Past in Flames, Gifts Ungiven. So we play out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can leave one card in the graveyard for our Snapcaster Mage. So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guess we'll leave the Inquisition in the yard. We'll just play the Gurmag Angler here because I really don't want to expose our Death Shadows to Lightning Bolt. Alright, so our opponent... Interesting. Our opponent showed us what their draw step was, which is interesting. Fetch land, yes. Alright, interesting time for our opponent to fetch. Sure. We still know our opponent's entire hand right now, so we're going to deprive them of mana, if at all possible. So what do you even get here if you're our opponent? Probably Ritual, Manamorphose, Idiot. Is that the most likely take here? Ritual. So our opponent has Past in Flames in hand. So if we give them Ritual, 5 mana. So this is +1/+1. So that would give them access to 7 mana, which is too much. Give them access to 6 mana. I think we might be dead here either way, unfortunately. So, am I supposed to deprive them of mana? That and Noxious Revival. So opponent's hand is Ritual, Manamorphose. Alright. Yep. Past in Flames. with just enough stuff to go nuts, huh? Yep. Yep. Got a 5 mana. Alright. Alright. Then Grave Shot kills us. Sure. Alright. On to sideboarding here. So this is gonna be goofy because there's a lot of cards that we might want here. Certainly some possibility of Stubborn Denials. Certainly some consideration for Disdainful Strokes. Some consideration for Engineered Explosives. Let's get this Terminate and Dismember out of our deck. Leave in some amount of Fatal Pushes. Go ahead and get... Definitely want Battle Rage in our deck. What are the other cuts? Couple of ops. Get these Pyroclasm in here. Well, Pyroclasm, nah. Get these Engineered Explosives in. Get these particular cards in. Want to leave some amount of Fatal Pushes in there, but as we saw last game, they can maneuver around actually winning with their idiots, so need to have as much disruption as possible. Some argument for Brutality or Liliana, but I think tapping out for Liliana is just too risky. Let's see what we got. Yeah, hand seems alright. One thing we're truly missing is a beater. Go ahead and fetch here first. I wouldn't mind drawing a third land, but I would rather draw some type of spell. Okay, so we draw a land anyway. Go ahead and Thoughtseize you, see what you're working with. Serum Visions, Ritual, Pieces of the Puzzle, Past in Flames, Metamorphose, and it's a pretty good hand. Guess we take Serum Visions there. Hope they brick on lands for a couple turns. Play this out, fetch, get our other... That's one of those hands that if they draw mana, we're really up a crick. So. Street Wraith, huh? Alright. Pass to our opponent. Oh, that's unfortunate. Hit it, Flooded Strand. Man, we are hitting all the greatest hits. Going to 6. So we've done most of our opponents' work for them. Let's go ahead and snap Thoughtseize. That way, if they have a bolt, we're just dead, right? Looks like they might. Nope. Alright. Opponent has proceeded to rip land after we took... So, Ritual, Manamorphose... What card am I supposed to rip from them here? See if they go for pieces of the puzzle. Opponents in the tank over there. They have 1 unknown. We're at 3, so if they draw a bolt at any point, we're just dead. There's nothing we can do about that. Alright, Spire Bluff Canal was their draw step. Pieces of the puzzle. Sleight of hand, Ritual. Alright, so I take the Ritual. So I guess we're Thoughtseizing Ritual next turn. And we have Disdainful Stroke. Nope. So this is such a slow clock. Am I supposed to Thoughtseize here? Guess we Thoughtseize here, see what you've got. Past in Flames, Paralytic Ritual. Take Sleight of Hand here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's their hand at the moment. Pass with Disdainful Stroke up. Sure. Serum Visions. Top and top. Alright, so now I'm in the awkward spot of, do I just want to so our opponent's hand has Thought Scour again. Thought Scour, see what our opponent hit on top. Okay. They must really want that card, those cards, whatever it is. It's annoying that their one of unknown card is freaking, Am I dead? Yep. Alright. Not sure if there's anything different, any lines I could have taken differently. Because if I would have held up Snap, even if I would have held up Snap, Disdainful Stroke without Remand, I think the result would have ended up being the same. So. Alright. Not the most auspicious start to our foray into competitive league here. At least one more match to go here. Once we hit 3 losses, we'll go ahead and drop, move on with our lives. But maybe we can go 3-2 here. Alright, so we have Inquisition, Stubborn Denial. We hit any kind of cantrip, this hand seems fine. Never mind. Traverse the Uvenwald. Alright. So what are we up against? Nabzan Traverse. Alright, opponent went and got Island, so obviously they are See what our opponent has here. Maybe. So we're up against... Wow. Alright, so... I think we take Liliana the Last Hope here. Alright, so pass to our opponent. They've got quite the hand. Alright, opponent's Serum Visions here. Bobble. Alright, bobble, bobble. And, okay, so they put a card on bottom and top. Good timing, considering I have discard spells here. Still going to play out the Flooded Strand. Gives them a little more information, but at the same time... let's get another Watery Grave here. Cast Opt. Not interested in that fetch land. Okay. Inquisition's decent here. Probably taking their Snapcaster Mage. Traverse, huh? So... their hand is... this currently... Alright, Verdant Catacombs was one of their draws. Alright. Probably losing our Snapcaster Mage here. Either Snap or Stubborn Denial. Alright, we're losing Stubborn Denial. Alright, so what does our opponent got here? Traverse, go get... doesn't look like they're a Death Shadow deck. So Traverse, go get... Tarmogoyf. Which Tarmogoyf's probably pretty huge here. Alright, Op's not a horrible draw. Cast Op first. So we know our opponent has Abrupt Decay, so I'm not really in the market for Death Shadow right now. Play out our Tassiger. Leave our Snapcaster Mage in the graveyard. I would have been in the market for that Death Shadow normally, but I'm not particularly... I think we'll just deny our opponent the information. Especially since we know their cards in hand are Abrupt Decay and Tarmogoyf. Yep. That's a 6/7 Tarmogoyf. It's a pretty scary fella. However, Terminate makes that scary fella look a lot less threatening. Now let's just hope we close out this game before our opponent can draw anything relevant. So what does our opponent have in the graveyard here? They could snap Thoughtseize. I'm guessing they're just going to Serum Visions here. That's the most likely target. It's either Thoughtseize or Serum Visions. Opponent's gonna snap Traverse. Oh, that is pretty brutal. They have Death Shadow in their deck? Another Magoyf. Alright. So I'd love to rip a discard spell or a... Alright, Street Wraith. I think we're just cycling Street Wraith here, main phase. Jeez. Alright, Blood Crypt is not really what we're looking for. Put our opponent to 9, they drop their Goyf here. Oh dear. Wow. Double Goyf is pretty horrible for us. Team or Battle Rage, huh? Bottom both these, and now we're pretty much dead. Wow. Alright. So, opponent got some severe traversing going on over there. So we're in the market for these engineered explosives. Lily of the Veil seems fine. Dismember doesn't kill everything we want. There's some merit to K command. What cards do I not want here? Some amount of these Street Race feels pretty awful. Is this a Team or Battle Rage out? Because it's a grindier matchup. And maybe we're supposed to board out some amount of our discard for a little more alive off the top stuff. Try it like this. Yeah, we'll keep the sand. Traverse seems reasonable. Probably go get Island here. Yep. So we're going to go get our other Watery Grave and opt. Thoughtseize. Are we in the market for Thoughtseize? I think yes. It's not the best card. I would have liked to have had it last turn. Thought Scour. Start by casting Thoughtseize. Thought Scour, Tarmogoyf, Maelstrom Pulse. I think the take is just Snapcaster here. Play Bloodstained Mire and pass. Can go get our Steam Vents and Thought Scour on end step. Alright, opponent plays out their Tarmogoyf. Guess we change to Blood Crypt here. Go ahead and Fatal Push this Goyf. Gurmag. So guess we take this time to Snapcaster, Thoughtseize, get their Maelstrom Pulse, hope they didn't draw anything else that can target our big stupid fish. Alright, Thought Scour, Serum Visions, Pulse, we take the Pulse. Force them to spend their turn cantripping. Yep. And they bottom top. Alright, get another fetch land. So I think I'm going to fetch tapped Steam Vents here, just to avoid any unnecessary life loss. Alright, Fatal Push is not horrible. Get that Thoughtseize out of the graveyard, Thought Scour. We'll leave in Opt and Fatal Push as targets for another Snapcaster Mage. And pass. Hope our opponent doesn't have like Dismember or something. Thought Scour themselves. Architects of Will. Alright, that is tech specifically for... Yep, sure. Thoughtseize away, friend. Which means you probably have a threat to follow this up with. Okay, you don't? Sure. What would they have been threatening here? Abrupt Decay, maybe? Dismember. Nope, Fatal Push. Okay. Yep, don't even remotely care about Fatal Push right now. So... is this dumb? Yes. Casting Street Wraith. Pass the turn. Traverse would be kind of ugly here. Or is this like Hooting Mandrills? Traverse, going and getting what? Snapcaster Mage would be pretty... I guess Snappy wouldn't be all that great here. Alright, Tarmogoyf. Very big Tarmogoyfin. Yep. Removal spell, please. Alright. Let's try... Door number 1 says terminate. Do you have Stubborn to know? You do not? Alright. Put our opponent to lethal to Street Wraith next turn. Alright, Thought Scour. Yep. Would they hit? They hit Fatal Push, Overgrown Tomb. Alright, so we got game 2. Finally won a game in the league! Yay! Alright, so, in all seriousness, Inquisition is kind of whatever. Kulagon's command kills not much. So I guess we just go ahead and submit. Yeah, this is a hand I would love to keep, but it's probably going to get hit by a Thoughtseize. Yep. There either goes our Thoughtseize or our Liliana, I'm not sure which. Alright, so they take Liliana. We immediately draw a Watery Grave. Watery Grave. Cast Thoughtseize, see what you got over there. Oh my. Snap, snap, Goyf, Maelstrom Pulse. Hope to choke you on lands, I guess? I don't know. Then they'll immediately rip a land and we'll hate our life's decisions. Oh, they hit another cantrip. Alright. And you hit a land. How unfortunate. Alright, that's a hand we're probably not beating, given our nonsense over here. And they've got a Maelstrom Pulse over there. Pass. Hopefully our opponent doesn't hit a third land here. Alright, there's the Goyf, sure. Yeah, I will here in a second. Alright. Architects of Will. Snapcaster. See what our opponent chooses to discard here. Discard. Guess one of our Bloodstained Mires. See if our opponent gets rid of a known card here. Get rid of one of their Snapcaster Mages. So I guess get our island. What's our opponent got in their graveyard? We've got Stubborn Denial, Thought Scour. So we know our opponent's hand is Snapcaster Mage, Maelstrom Pulse, question mark. Cast Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize. Target you. See what you got over there. Stubborn Denial, Snapcaster Mage, Maelstrom Pulse. Take the Pulse. Play out the Death Shadow. Pass. Okay, Snapcaster, what? Like Thought Scour or something here? Alright, Snapcaster, Thought Scour. Targeting themselves. Alright, Fatal Push and Pluto Delta. Play out the Delta. Swing with the Shadow. Alright, I'm fine with this exchange. Go ahead and see what our opponent discards here. Probably Stubborn Denial, I'm guessing. Yep. It's probably the most useless card at this point. Serum Vision, sure. Bottom, top. Alright, fetch land. So they left something on top and then fetch. Alright. Bizarre. Bottom, top, and Street Wraith. cast this. Activate this. Opponent discards a Scavenging Ooze. Go ahead and get in for 4 here. Actually 6. And our opponent has to have something good here. Damnation. Well, Damnation's pretty good. Street Wraith versus top of the opponent's deck. Go. Last card was a Tarmogoyf. And Tasigur seems like a pretty decent draw here. Alright, so Street Wraith, Liliana, land, and activate Liliana. See what our opponent decides to give us back. I think Opt is probably the least offending card here. Yep. So our opponent has to rip something pretty good. And thanks. Alright, got there. Man, that was a grind fest. Thoughtseize. Alright. And with that, I'll be back here in 1 second. Alrighty, we're back. Thanks for sticking around. Alright. Back to the grind here. So how's everyone doing tonight? Thanks for hanging out. We're playing a little bit of Grixis Shadow here. We just ended up playing against Sultai Delirium there. Deck looked pretty sweet. Unfortunately, our opponent bowed out of the league at 0-3, and we can continue to shoulder on in the losers bracket here, trying to hit our 3-2 comeback after our 0-2 start. Alright, so we'll be on the play, which is pretty good. Alright, this hand's pretty solid. We got a discard spell on one, opt. Pretty close to an ideal hand here. Inquisition on one. Guess we'd... Oh my. Well... So our opponent kept a 1-land Serum Visions hand. What am I supposed to take out of this? The mirror match. I guess it's just Snapcaster Mage. Because like the only hole in this hand is... Got 2 pieces of removal, a Snapcaster Mage, 2 Serum Visions. So the only hole in this hand is their land situation. But I think we're just supposed to take Snapcaster Mage here. It's quite the hand, opponent. Serum Visions. Alright, so what is our move here? Opponent went top bottom, which is probably a land. Fetch what, Steam Vents here? Go ahead and cast Oft with this. Fatal Push. Probably don't want another Fatal Push at this point in time. Inquisition. See what our opponent's hand is again. Alright, so they did hit a land in their nonsense. Death Shadow, Death Shadow. Fatal Push. Guess we take Terminate for now. Doesn't seem like a game we're going to be winning, probably. Making sure here. Sure, just let our opponent Thoughtseize blow up our hand. YouTube. Actually, I don't even need to look at that. They took Tasigur, unsurprisingly. Doo-doo. I thought I had said okay. Alright, so opponent's hand's going to line up pretty good against what we've got going on now that we don't have Tasigur. So, I guess we cycle Street Wraith, Thoughtseize. Fatal Push. Play out my Death Shadow. Our opponent's hand is what it is. Alright, so our opponent will probably go Shadow, Shadow. And whatever the card they topped is going to be annoying, probably. Death Shadow. Nope. Snapcaster Mage. Well, that was a nice one. Fatal Push. Oh, that's kind of annoying. And we draw Thoughtseize. Sure. Thought Scour. Sure. Alright, here comes Snappy. Alright, Snapcaster Mage. One good turn deserves another, friend. Inquisition here. I don't want to take any more life loss than I have to. My life total is already low enough that our... They have like a soft stub here. No, I think if they have Stubborn Denial, they would have... I was going to say, if they had Stubborn Denial, they would have played it. Yep, may as well take the trade. They're not playing... It's an interesting one. Why are they not playing their land? Bottom. Alright, see what you got. Alright. Snapcaster Mage on what? Thoughtseize? Sure. So they drew yet another Death Shadow. That's annoying. Alright. May as well hit it. Alright. Another Opt. Bottom. Pass the turn. So they have Kolaghan's Command main. Alright, getting hit by a Snapcaster Mage here. Alright, pass. Kind of anticlimactic if we hit land, land, die. Sure, see our hand of absolutely nothing. And if you have a K command here or a bowl or something, we're just dead. Ah, Stubborn Denial. Great card. Alright, so mirror match. We're going to want... Probably want the Lilianas. Probably want the K commands here. I don't think this is an explosive matchup, but I could be wrong, especially if they have the Pyromancer plan. And then we might want to cut some of our what is our cut here? Inquisitions. This just feels like who can top deck the best. Dot matchup. Alright, yes, I'd like to play first, I think. Sure, we'll keep this hand. Not the greatest, but we'll keep it. Bottom. Bottom. Pass. We need to hit lands. Need to hit lands. Need to hit lands. Sure. Probably take one of our cantrips here. Why did I just play Death Shadow instead of Thoughtseize? I'm a moron. Sure. Young Pyromancer, huh? So I should have been able to Thoughtseize something instead of bidding my own Gurmag Angler Death Shadow. It's always great when you bin your threats. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize. Stubborn Denial, Liliana of the Veil, Fatal Push. So Stubborn, we're going to be able to play around Soft Stub, which is going to be annoying. Grab this so we can push your stupid Pyromancer off a cliff. Serum Visions was a decent draw here. Though they probably should have fetched first. Bottom, top. Alright, so I can play around Soft Stub here. I still think I'm going to lead on Thoughtseize. Kolagon's Command, Stubborn Denial, and that's our opponent's hand. Definitely don't want them having a Kolagon's Command. Alright, Death Shadow's annoying. So this is going to get countered no matter what I do. Turn target creature. Gurmag Angler, discard a card. Turn target creature, target player discards a card. Do this one and that one. We know this is getting countered, but we have to do this. Yep. Alright. Terminate. So once again, if I had not misplayed, my Death Shadow here would be in a little bit better shape. Opponent's fetching. Snapcaster Mage on what? Some type of cantrip, probably. Bottom, bottom. Dot Scour. And we hit a land. Alright. Yep, Lily's going to be pretty hard to beat here. Opponent discards a Serum Visions, and they still keep their Fatal Push. Alright. Pass. So what are you looking for, like Snapcast or Kolaghan's command here or something? As a pseudo way out. Opponent drops us to 2. Yep, each player discards a card, they draw a land. Street Wraith, that's just game. Alright, well... This was kind of a disappointing result, obviously. Okay, Magic Online's not going to let us draw cards, sure. So... go back to League here. So, overall, played against Mono White, Death and Taxes, we played against Storm, played against Sultai Delirium, and we also played against the Mirror Match. A lot of sequencing, a lot of decision points with Death Shadow. I'm sure there are decision points in probably against Game 1 against Eldrazi, or not Eldrazi, against Mono White, Death and Taxes. There were probably decision points here. Obviously, the fumbling of the Death Shadow here in the Grixis Mirror. There's a lot of decision points, I'm sure, that I could have taken differently. It's always a learning experience to go into the competitive leagues. They're a lot different than the friendly leagues. The friendly leagues, you're going to have some matches where it's very close and very, decision intensive. But you're going to have a lot of like off-the-wall decks where you play where a lot of your cards just don't line up, or they line up perfectly and you decimate your opponent. So, I think there's a lot to be said for going into competitive leagues. Something we will do again, but for now, I'm probably going to stick to friendly leagues for a little bit longer. I need to get to know the deck better if we're going to play Grixis Shadow, which is arguably the best deck in Modern. So thoughts on the particular build of the deck. I think these 2 ops have to become Serum Visions. There's just too many late game situations where Serum Visions is just better when you're digging for things. Obviously there's some thought process to ops, because you can snap the op at the end step, but I do think 4 Serum Visions 2 opt is the best setup as far as that goes. As far as the rest of the main deck, I'm pretty happy with the build. The sideboard, I don't know, kind of hard to say. There's some versions, we have to test out the Young Pyromancer version that some lists are running. Temur Battle Rage is hit or miss in the main deck. Other than that, it's really kind of hard to get a grip on what the optimal build of Grixis Shadow is without playing it a lot more. But I think switching out 2 Serum Visions for 2 opt are correct. Beyond that, I gotta go back and watch those games. There's a lot of decision points that I'm gonna have to revisit and look at and see what I could have done differently. So, alright, this is Dusk for Dusk Till Dawn Gaming on YouTube and MTGO Tavern here on Twitch. If you like what you're seeing on the channel, feel free to hit that follow button here on Twitch and go over and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have a lot of standard and modern content on there. A little bit later tonight, I'm going to have a video about comparing Grixis Shadow to Grixis Delver, how they match up in certain matchups. Take a look at a couple different matches to show how the decks execute their game plans a little bit differently. But beyond that, I think we might be playing some Grixis Control tomorrow night. There's a couple of lists that I've liked, but we'll probably be sticking to the friendly leagues for those. But feel free to come in, hang out. We'll be streaming about the same time tomorrow, about 11:30, 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time. So feel free to come in and hang out with us. That'd be great if you could. So this is Dusk for Dust Till Dawn Gaming and MTGO Tavern here on Twitch. Good night, everyone.